I've never seen it.
Yeah, I'm like literally putting it out. It's going live on YouTube at 4 p.m. Pacific, right when there's no football on.
Oh,
Well, that's
hey.
perfect.
Yeah.
There you go.
The hour there's no football a week.
I was curious. My wife told me, she's like, you didn't ask him? Because I told her when I got home that I ran into a buddy that I hadn't seen forever that was putting out special. Because she's also curious about how I'm doing. And I was like, yeah, I think he's putting it out on a bigger comedians thing. But I thought you said you're putting it out on both of your YouTubes.
Yes, I'm doing both.
I was curious because I was going to talk to Dominic. This like, do you?
It's gonna break that if you keep.
I'm sorry.
it
Yeah.
like that.
Do
Just
you,
so you know.
are you literally uploading it to both YouTube accounts?
They're doing, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, like that's
There's no fear of like, well, whatever, it's going to get views here. and
Yeah,
less
no, we have a
views
big
here,
call with it tomorrow, but like, it's like I'm putting a link up in my story, like, and then like, it'll be like, and on Bert's YouTube, like, I mean, I will do.
Yeah.
It's
stuff.
cumulative. I mean, it's gonna be getting eyes on you.
Yeah, and it's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
the whole thing is to like, like, I'm trying to learn from Bert and do the whole thing and just be like, hey man, teach me how to fish. Don't just
Sure.
shoot me. Like,
Yeah,
and it's like,
yeah.
and that's like one of the like philosophies of our.
You did change clothes when you got here,
Yeah.
so there's a Bert-ism.
Yeah. I put on pants instead of shorts. Yeah.
The professionalism shines through.
Yeah.
It would be funny to have like something we were next to him and you're like, I'm Bert's, like you're not like an understudy, but you also have your shirt off and stuff. And
He's a bit of a mentor to me.
Yeah.
You're in a tank top. You're like not ready for the shirt off. He's a bit of a mentor to me. I have this tank top on.
I lost my sleeves on
I just
Thursday.
I can't like I button stuff wrong. I'm like,
He's helping you.
Well, thanks for coming and hanging out.
Yeah.
One day in Austin. So it's just always fun to take 2 flights in 20 hours.
oh, it was less than that.
Oh,
Yeah,
you already
yeah.
did it?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. And my friends, they have this like this speakeasy, like a real one in Austin. It's like, it's great. But I was like, went there in between shows and I just pounded back a bunch of mezcal and then did my second set.
Sure.
And then I was like, oh boy, I had to do like another 40 and I just ate a bunch of tacos and then blew up my toilet and just got an Uber at 4:30.
Dude, but I'll tell
I
you,
just like
they call
throw
it
it all together.
The
you know?
Austin Wednesday.
Yeah.
that's
Used
my
to be.
thing. To get on a plane, I just want to, if I can, as long as I can shit before I get on the plane, I'm like, this day's going to be great.
yeah.
I would love to, if I'm going to blow it up.
I got it. Like, it's not, get it out.
Yeah.
No, it's fun to say, I'm about to blow up this plane. That's a fun, they love that one.
About
at
to blow
airports.
this motherfucker up.
I'll be in the bathroom blowing up this airplane. Is the one by the pilots, is anyone in that one? I want to go blow it up there. I haven't turned around flighted in a while.
It's,
I do this thing where now.
it's my life.
Yeah. I mean, I used to. It fucks my head up really bad, but then I'm like panicking like a babe because it hurt. So I'm just going like, it looks like I'm like seeing Final Destination visions, like on it because I'm like holding the side. It's like,
It's just like you put the pressure from
yeah,
it.
the pressure just changes.
You
and makes
must
my
be
head hurt
scary
really
as
bad.
shit. For other people looking at you,
Right.
it looks
That's
like
what
you're
I'm like. So then I'm like trying to hide my head over in the. It looks like I'm.
thinking
I
about
have a terrorist
it.
plan
Yeah.
that I am worried that might not go great because I'm just in the corner like shaking and like holding my head down a little bit. I'm like, just get to Missouri. I don't think any terrorist. I feel like that's even too sad. To
Is
do
it
a
even
terrorist plot on the
bearable?
way to
Like,
Missouri.
is there a way it's bearable?
Nah, I mean it's about it is what it is.
Did you
but I
hear
don't
about
fly
the
too much
terrorist
anymore.
that decided not to blow up the plane and he's like, we're just going to take it to Missouri instead?
Then he put up those 3 billboards.
I would call that a terrorist attack.
Yeah.
It's a terrorist attack to move to Missouri
You all live here?
on yourself.
Here we are in East St. Louis or whatever.
Oh my god, yeah. Oh, that St. Louis clip is so funny.
I'm pumped to see it. I didn't
is
know.
so funny. I mean, we're referencing the clip where Shane was doing shows with Bert Kreischer in St. Louis, and where was it?
It was
like
the hockey
Blues Arena, right?
Yeah. We rated. They were great. Like a lot of these places are really great in the pro shops, and they'll just let you go in and get a bunch of shit.
Oh,
So,
that is cool.
Sure.
Yeah. So we went in, and I got a bunch of St. Louis Blues stuff, and Sypha. We were like getting ready for the show.
Who's hosting the show?
Yeah. He goes, "What do you want me to say when I bring you up?" And I go, I just tell him I'm Tom Segura.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Really?" And then Mark Smalls goes, "No."
That's what they said the original time you did it. And you were like, say Chris Rock. And they're like, everyone's like, don't do it.
Mark Smalls goes, "No, I'll walk out and hand you a note."
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah. So he escalated, and then Sypha goes, "He's here," and then Mark goes, "Yeah," and he goes, all right,
This is
everybody,
all on
this
stage,
next,
like-
yes, in front of 15,000 people.
That's so 15,000
who
people
know
who are
who he
there
is and are excited.
and
Yeah.
asking each other what high school they went to.
Yes, yeah, pretty much. And Sci-Fi like pumps him up. He's like, you know, I'm from your mom's house, and they all start screaming, and I'm like behind the video board, and I was like, oh, this might have been a horrible
Yeah.
mistake.
It's
and
not,
they go,
The funny thing is you've learned this on a smaller scale already. Like you've
oh, when I
learned
did it
this
before,
lesson.
yeah. I don't care.
Yeah,
you know,
sure,
like
sure,
like.
yeah.
it
How'd the
is-
rest of your set go?
I was really rude to them, so they kind of came on. They
wanna
came
say-
online after I I come out and they all. Chad Daniels said they harumped back into their seats, and you just hear this woman go, "Well, fuck you too."
Because I want to say, and I'm going to preface this with like just 1,000% sincerity that I have always found you hilarious.
Thank
and
you,
I've never
man.
ever seen you not be funny, even if like, you know, a crowd is not the best crowd at like a bar show in New York or something like that.
Thanks,
so
man.
in
Yeah.
New York, when you did this at the UCB show and Louis C.K. went first, and then you said, "Bring me up," it's Chris Rock. And this is the first time you did this. This is, I don't know, 10 years ago, whatever.
Yeah,
They
Matt-
almost
probably
yeah, I think they stood. Like I feel like I went to the later. I went to the back.
Like
room
They
to
UCB
see
stood, they
Chelsea
stood in
go.
St. Louis.
Yeah.
I'm getting better at it.
Yeah.
They stood.
They stood, and when you came out, smiley, and came out, like you could hear the standing and cheering go to like gasps, and almost it got like quiet.
Yeah, we call
almost.
that a standing novation.
Yeah, that's a perfect way to put it. And then
It's
they sat-
essentially a comedy high school walkout.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it is a
Yeah.
very fun thing to do, though.
Then you said, what do you guys think you're gonna get like Louis and Chris Rock for free on a Monday night? By the way, this is way pre Louis C.K. people having their opinions.
Yeah,
People
this is
still
like 3 months ago.
This show never would have this was independent comedy at its height.
Yeah. But
It was below a Gristetti's on,
Yes.
on the west side of Manhattan.
But it was still known as like a good
amazing show.
It was like the coolest alt show that maybe has ever happened.
Yeah,
was
like
that
that and
Whiplash
Meltdown
at that
are like the
time.
two.
Yeah.
And
I preface it by saying how funny I think you are because you said that line and it got a huge laugh and all the comedians especially loved it, but even the audience like that. But then 10-minute set, I remember you struggling to get them because they were mad at you.
yeah, no, that's for sure what happened.
So for you to still do it in front of 15,000 people, where to me the stakes are like, this is 15,000 people who might not know who I am that I could actually
But
get.
they're not gonna know that. The thing is, like, they don't. They're there for Bert. Like, they know who I am, and
True.
people follow me for sure.
Sure.
But I think it makes and they can even like me and like my ex. But it definitely, they will talk about who was the guy who did the Tom Segura fake Tom.
That
Yeah,
is
yeah,
true.
yeah.
That's absolutely true.
So that's like the point. Like, and I
All
still
right.
do my act. You know, like,
Yeah.
I did it something kind of similar. We were in Dallas and we were playing the American Airlines Center, which is where I used to go see Mavs games and stuff.
Yeah.
And so that was cool.
Yeah.
But I, at the end of my set, I went up to the seat I used to sit in and taped a note to the back of it. And
That is cool.
At the end of it, I said, I go, I was like, I got a little, like, not emotional, but like a little, like, choked up or something.
It's okay.
I
It's
really
okay to
used
get
to
emotional,
like
sure.
come here. I love this place. I saw games here. And if you're like that, sat up there. So when I tell you I love you, I really mean it. And they were all like cheering. And I go, and if you're sitting in like section 308, row H, seat 9, there's a note on the back of your seat. And then like somebody, you could just hear somebody, this group up there screaming. And I go, it's just a picture of a dick. And then I have a photo of it.
Yeah.
And the girl who got it was a smoke show. Like,
Yeah.
she was
That's so funny.
yeah.
It just says Dallas Mavericks on it.
I love the idea of like doing a bit tanking the beginning of a 10-minute set is so funny to me because you don't have time. It's at a time like 10 years ago where you're not getting an hour every night. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Stage time. Tanking part of your set for a funnier bit that you'll never do again when stage time is limited is my favorite thing of all.
Risk or what's exciting in comedy.
That's what
It is.
Do you
yeah.
remember right after Meltdown ended, Rory ran Rabbit Hole at
With
the
Jay.
same venue with Jay?
Yeah.
And I did it one night, and it was this one of the 4 nights I think it happened. It was very short-lived.
They were busy golfing or whatever.
Yeah, they were very busy not wanting to be there. 2 of the funniest dudes And
Jay Larson's maybe the greatest bullshitter in comedy.
dude, so funny. And,
He's fucking pranked me on the road.
Oh, he does all that-
Oh my god, he's gotten me so good. I wish. Oh, I don't want to.
Yeah,
No, go ahead.
We can all share Jay Larson stories.
Yeah.
He touched my leg. No.
he did kill my mom.
No,
Yeah.
there was so Acme in Minneapolis,
Yeah.
one of the best comedy clubs ever. There was a mistake with agents or something. They
double
double
billed
booked
you?
it, and so they were like, "We'll just have you guys co-headline or whatever." Jay's been doing it longer. Adam do half an hour. Jay do 40, whatever it was. I don't know.
Yeah.
But so I checked into my hotel, and I hate that you already know this is a prank, but I checked into my hotel, and I got up to my room, and within 5 minutes of being in my room, I got a phone call. And it was like, hey, this is Michael at the front desk. Just wanted to see how your room was. And I'm like, it's all good. Everything's great. And he goes, I don't mean to. He's like, I hate to do this, but you know, I know you're the comedian at the show. They book you under the comedian name. I hope this. I wanted to know if it was cool if I picked your brain maybe before the
Shut
show
the fuck
about comedy. And I was like, I don't know. I was like, I mean, they're pretty good about comps. If you want to come to a show and say hey or whatever, that's cool.
You were being very nice.
I was being very nice, but I also was like trying to avoid going to get a coffee with a random guy or whatever. And he was like, I really. Are you gonna have time to like maybe get a drink with me afterwards or something? And I was like, I don't know. I was like, I don't know about that. And he's like, well, do you just have any? And I was like, I'm not even famous, or I don't even have that much advice. Like, best advice anyone ever told me, you know, was just to work hard and be nice to people.
Yeah.
Like, that's really all I
Yeah,
ever
you're doing
advice.
the cliche, like,
Yeah.
because you can't, for people who like comedy, that you can't talk to somebody about comedy who does it all the time if you don't do it.
No. Yeah.
Because you won't understand the knowledge level is different. And it's not to be a dick.
No, it's that
but like
you
that,
just
and
do
that's
it.
also a sincere piece of advice.
It's really
Yes.
not beneficial to either of you because it's the
taking
only
my
thing is to
time.
work hard and keep showing up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
In the
anything
beginning, that's
you're
all
trying
you
to
need to be
right,
doing.
anything
Well,
you're trying
now
to
you
do
need
to
to have
like
an Instagram account.
circumvent that
Yeah.
is probably going to be detrimental.
Right.
Yeah.
So I was trying to be as nice as possible. And then on the phone, he goes, it's funny you say be nice to people because the other comedian who's working the club this week just checked in and he said, you're actually kind of an asshole to people. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, Jay Larson. I was like, yeah, I know Jay. Jay, me and Jay have always been cool
Friendly.
and stuff. He's like, yeah, he said he's cool with you.
Hold on. He's moved you into a meltdown with a fictional hotel desk clerk.
yeah. I was like,
God, man,
I'm
he
like,
just-
I was like, Jay said that. I was like, I've always been good with Jay. I don't know why he'd say. He goes, yeah. Well, he said you guys are cool, but he's just seen you be a dick to like other comedians and other whatever. And I was like, I've literally never. I'm like telling him, I've never been a dick to anybody. And he
This
goes,
is off a flight across the country. Yeah.
And then and it goes for like a minute, and then he goes, I'm just fucking with you, Newman. It's Jay. He's like, when do you want to meet in the fucking lobby and go to the hotel? I'm like, you fucking asshole. He got me so good. And then cut to like, I don't know, a year later, and I have we had the same agents for a while, and I got an email. This is on April 1st. This is April Fool's Day. I'm very aware it's April 1st. And it goes, audition for whatever show it was. Just prepare a 2-minute a cappella song in German. Okay?
Oh my God.
And I wrote back to my agent. I go like, haha, April Fools, you know? And she called me and she goes, it's not an April Fool's. I know you think it's stupid. She goes, I think she said like Chris Gethard also was like, I'm not doing this. But if you think it's ridiculous, but really they just want you to prepare. And I was like, I don't know German. I can't sing. Like this is bizarre. And then I told they had known about the Jay Larson prank because we're the same age, you know. And I told them, and I was like, can we get Jay back or whatever? And they were like, let's do it. And so all of them were like pumped to get Jay back. And so they sent Jay that audition. They like BCC'd me on it, right? They sent him that audition. And so they sent me back. So Jay wrote back like along like, what is this shit? Like, it was a stupid audition. He's like, this is stupid. I'm not doing it, whatever. And then they got someone like higher up at the agency to write back and go, Jay, I know this is dumb, but a lot of people from the studio are going to be there, and we do think it's good for you to get in front of these people. So let's go ahead and just do this one or whatever. And then Jay wrote like a long, like, this is insane. Like, I've done this, this, and this, and you want me to do whatever. And then they got an intern to write back on the thing, an intern to be like, or an assistant or something. I was just an assistant to be like, Jay, we really think it would be good for you to go in. It was a good.
And
He didn't go do the audition, but they strung him along long enough.
He took a
for the prank. Yeah,
He was just on the April 1st trip.
Yeah. And this is probably 8 years ago, so I haven't probably talked to Jay since. But I guess it's my turn to get pranked someday.
We did a CISO taping. Mm-hmm.
Congratulations, by
You
the
do
way.
have to say that as a question.
Yeah.
You must that has to be in the form
Was
of
it
a
all
question.
a fever dream that we shared
We
together?
all
I like
had a
to-
fun time making fun of CISO while it was happening, and then no one let comedians make a choice again.
Yeah.
I like to I take credit for my special being the one that took it down.
Hey, way to go. They don't have comedy at Bonnaroo because of me.
Hey, that was fun.
That was because of us, maybe.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I
yeah.
definitely. Oh, we did that. That was the same year we were there together.
Yeah, Shane and I were together on my 30th birthday at Bonnaroo.
That was great.
Because you said you said bring me up as George Carlin, and he'd already died.
He actually said bring me up as Anthony Bourdain, who died that day.
Yeah. Do you remember that?
Oh, I think about this. This is my 30th birthday at Bonnaroo. We're gonna have so much fun. We're gonna do mushrooms. Like
we were
my
drinking
favorite.
we were getting drunk out of coconut. Out of coconuts.
So fun. Artists I love. Like it's a lineup I love.
Sturgill, it was great stuff.
Yeah. And
I got it. Before you get to that, the head of one of the heads of the festival was like, "I'm not supposed to tell you this."
this is night one, by the way.
yeah,
this is Thursday.
Don't tell a comedian. A comedian getting drunk out of a coconut on drugs at Bonnaroo. Don't ever say I'm not supposed to tell you this.
But there's a secret Cage the Elephant show tonight. We're sending it out on the app.
Like in the woods or something.
Yeah, and I go, okay, I won't tell anyone. I got to go get ready for my set. And they were great. And they were like, can't wait to watch it. And then I go up on stage like, you guys go to that secret Cage the Elephant show tonight?
Was that the Power Hour with Gabrus?
Yeah.
Because
I got so
they told Shane a secret before the drink booze as fast as you can for an hour show when we were already drunk.
Yeah.
Because we just got there. And he's just like, you
We
guys
were
going
already drunk. We just got there. Of course we were.
Yeah. Like, you guys go on that secret Cage the Elephant show? And it's silent. And he's like, yeah. And then we're there the rest of the weekend.
I saw the person in the back go like then.
That's that person's fault.
This was also the year Tom Petty had died, and they had that Heartbreaker Super Jam.
Yes. The coolest thing ever.
It was great
Oh, my
because they just
God.
had like Sheryl Crow come out
All
and
of
sing with
the
them.
musicians at the festival doing Tom Petty songs
Yeah.
the whole time.
I would have been.
And
Please
this-
put me up there. Yeah.
The same person Sheryl Crow is singing American Girl.
Yeah.
And they're like, the same person goes, pretty cool, right? And I was like, yeah, I don't really give a fuck about Melissa Etheridge.
This is fucking
then I
Lilith
do-
Fair or
yeah.
Bonnaroo?
It just kept getting worse and worse, dude. Like, I was blowing opportunities left and right.
We did a bow straddle there.
Yeah.
And Shane did stand up on bow straddle. Reggie Watts was the judge. It was like Sashir was on the show. It was so fun. And we're doing a bow straddle, and Shane comes out to do it. So you have the Guy Fieri bit, and it was a huge thing.
It was like, and it was happening. It was the same year that it broke.
Yeah. And it was sort of I guess the tag end has to do with Anthony Bourdain. Literally saying like Anthony Bourdain.
And not being complimentary.
And Anthony Bourdain died on my 30th birthday. So we woke up to many texts from the same people texting Shane, sorry, your bit is screwed, and then texting me, happy birthday. And then Shane
And we
goes on
took over
stage.
Karen's hotel room too. She went and stayed with Marianne because we were gross. We were farting and shit the whole night.
We go do the bow straddle, and Shane's on stage, and it's going great, especially for a Bonnaroo show.
Yeah.
Especially
Because this was like comedy and moved out of tents and like
Into
it
the
was
DJ
kind of an
barn.
all-purpose space and like
but people sometimes you'd be
to
doing
their
a
credit,
set.
some people at the production company were trying really hard to keep comedy. At
Oh
Bonnaroo.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But you'd be doing comedy, and then people would hear a musician they like more than you and leave. You know what I mean? They'd be
which
like, "Is
you
that
can't even
T-Pain
take.
or
Yeah.
something?"
Yeah.
Shane does the Guy Fieri bit on this show, and then does the Anthony Bourdain tag. I don't know if it was. I think you did it. I don't think it was most of them. I think you knew. You're like, this will be very funny.
No,
to do
I
right now.
I was drunk and I was like, because in my mind it was like they forgot you because you have a stall set on.
Yeah,
on
during bow straddle,
You
there's
have,
like
when
a there's
they
like
calculate,
a
when they
8
calculate-
minutes while everyone can go write a joke.
Yeah, and I was like, Marianne, the way I recall it, Marianne was like, I need someone to go up right now. Will you just do it? And I was like, yeah, of course. And I just went up.
Yeah.
And I just went into autopilot and I started the Guy Fieri bit. And then I go, Anthony Bourdain. And they go, oh!
Yeah.
Yeah. They were all like,
Because we go, meanwhile, Anthony Bourdain looks like the kind of guy who'd be mean to dogs. He died 6 hours ago.
yeah. And they were all like, whoa!
And these people are on mushrooms.
And I became indignant. I was like, I wrote it before yesterday.
Yeah, what? How quickly am I supposed to change that shit?
I think you said something like, "Oh, it's too soon, just because it might be," or something like
I think
that.
I did say that.
How's bombing?
Just because it might be.
And I'm just like, then I gotta go back up like, all right, well,
This is the
Reggie,
feel
who had
ev-
a funny joke.
who was sweet to everyone. That's
Who was the
theme of this
nicest
show.
guy to a guy named like Tibbs in the
Check out
audience.
Shane's show later, Pissing on Graves.
Shane's
God.
gonna go yell about Tom Petty sucking over in the Tom Petty Memorial
No.
I
booth.
did. Those were 3 things. And then the other thing I did, and I've never told this I've told this to people before. The Killers were the closing act.
Mm-hmm.
And we got access to the, like, back and everything like we always do. But there was, like, another, like, super back area where.
Right, for like the actual people they care
For
about.
the people who were selling the tickets. And I hadn't shit all weekend. And I've been eating funnel cakes and,
Like the gross, like none of the food,
like State
no
Fair.
sustenance.
This is basically carnies with nose rings and
yeah,
tattoos
they're not
about
giving us
veganism.
like massive. We're not getting Sturgill Simpson's catering.
Oh, there's not a lot of
backstage.
veggie trays.
Yeah, they
at
were great.
Bonnaroo.
It was still a great event.
Oh
And
my God, it was the most fun.
But it was one of these things of like, I hadn't shit and I was just so backed up. And then like right before the Killer show, I was like, I gotta brick it. And I just went looking for like a decent bathroom and I'd found a trailer that was open and I bombed this toilet. And like a half hour later, I was standing out. And I just saw a couple of the Killers walking out of there. Like
That's the place to do it. I think that's
I
a
felt like
perfect
those
place
people
to
that found the
fucking do it.
Obama sleeping.
They're no longer religious.
Yeah.
Look, try and look on the bright side. They hit a guy.
Turn the other cheek or whatever.
It was so.
I wish
great,
I knew
though.
a Killer song well enough to parody it with a poop thing
Oh,
right
Mr.
now.
Brightside, that's the only one.
I don't know any of them.
Or smile like you mean it.
Smell like you mean it.
I
Smell
don't
like
know
you
the
mean it.
real one, but I bet that's great.
Oh man,
just
well
don't
they're
know the
good.
Killers.
Yeah,
I think
they write fun dancey pop songs.
Yeah, I mean, it was like that was so much fun.
it was a blast, man.
Good time.
I still do a fair amount of festival stuff.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Actually,
I gotta get those. I got no reps anymore, so I
So-
just sit at home doing shit. But holy shit, I would love to. I
those-
love the
I mean,
festival.
but that was like a special like.
that was a treat.
It was so it was really
That
funny.
was the kind of thing you dream about getting to do.
I remember
Yeah,
we
of
were
course.
walking around with Gabrus, and someone came up and said they bought a ticket to Bonnaroo to see him,
Oh
and he
my
goes,
God.
"Why?"
I know.
He's like, "Isn't this like $1,000?"
He's like walking around with a collared shirt unbuttoned all weekend. Yeah,
like,
it was like
"Isn't this
you
like
and me,
$1,000?"
Gabrus, Janelle. Like,
Yeah, Sashir.
yeah. There were so many great people.
The guy from Workaholics, Adam Devine.
And then you just all of a sudden you just see like Chance the Rapper on a dirt bike.
right, he's not even on the festival.
You're like, what is
Man.
happening?
Couldn't believe it.
I
Could
don't
not
have any.
believe
The
it.
closest I got to do is when I was 19. My band played Warped Tour.
That's pretty good.
And
What was the name of your band?
We were called No Cigar out of Atlanta, as in close but no cigar. Everybody thought it was a reference to a Millen Collins song, but it was not. But
Could be.
The coolest thing that happened for me there was I was backing up like where all the buses were, and I was like saying bye. I was like, all right, I'll see you next time. And as I turned around, and I'm a skinny dude, I just like plowed into a dude who went down, and he was wearing a suit, and it was the singer for the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones. And I was like, sorry
Not
about
so
that.
double mighty now, are you, sir? I went to Warped Tour after eighth grade, before freshman year, in the summer when it's my birthday in June. Went to Warped Tour, and it was like everyone was having a good. It's like that's like Warped Tour's like peak.
Yeah.
When I
Yeah,
was
yeah.
in like eighth grade, and one of us found a backstage pass for a photographer on the ground.
Nice.
And went backstage and then slipped it through the fence to one of us, and we just did the slip to go one at a time backstage.
Yeah.
And we
So
just
5 people on the same photography
five
pass, no
people on
camera.
the same photography pad. No, the person who kept it on like held their like
Disposable
camera
camera.
to try
Yeah.
and like be like, we're 12.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
but they don't, so we're walking around, and then Andrew WK,
Who, by the
is
way, my favorite of that whole tour. Like, I was obsessed with Andrew. I'm sorry, I got excited.
No,
You're in
it's
the
all
middle
right.
of a story. I got so excited.
that's
when you said
okay.
Andrew WK.
Yeah, no, he's great.
I had an all-female Andrew WK cover band play my
What was their name?
after party. Girls Own Love. As a Girls Own Love.
Did they do the whole like bloody nose, white shirt?
They did. Yeah, they did. They did the make with it. But they played my.
I mean, it's
after
an
party
all-time
for
great
my,
album cover.
yeah.
That just
Yeah.
like
Oh,
straight
yeah.
bloody nose. So Andrew WK just sees a group of like kids walking around, and he goes, "Do you guys like Shasta?" He's in the white on white.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I
I've
mean?
never
The white on
seen
white.
him wear
And so
anything else.
And I'm like, what? He's like, I just have a lot of Shasta. And so this is like, and if he wasn't a completely earnest, normal, and so then we go to his like trailer, but with like the awning, and he just gives us all a bunch of soda, tons of Shastas. And he's like, do you guys want to come dance on stage during my set? And we're like, yes. So we're all nervous, and he plays.
So he's just being like, a fucking weirdo that he is.
I think he's just like, it would be hilarious to have like teenagers like moshing on stage.
Yeah.
And these teenagers probably are under control because they're back here.
Yeah.
And he like signs my shirt and like everything. We go up and I'm a little afraid, but kind of like do the solo moshing off and on during his set and everything. And then we're hanging out for a long time afterwards, just like backstage, like seeing like The Used and all, you know, but just
the
nervous,
bands of that
super,
era.
super nervous. And then realized some of our friends left with the one older sibling who drove. So me and my friend are still there, and our friends have left. And this is in bumfuck Kansas. I'm like a 50-minute drive from my parents' house. And
This is not cell phone time.
no cell phone. This is like 2000. And maybe this is like 2001 or 2002.
It is. It was NWK. I believe
It would have
Newfound
been
Glory
summer of
headlined that year.
2002.
That's the year I did it. Yeah.
And Newfound Glory. And then Andrew WK is like, we're like, oh, we got to figure out how to get home. And Andrew WK is like, we'll give you a ride. We're going to St. Louis. And we're like waiting on the bus. And then some guy who I assume is like his tour manager goes, who are you two? And we're like, oh, I'm Kyle, I'm Jimmy. Andrew WK said he'd give us a ride home. And the guy goes, yeah, we can't give 2 kids a ride home. Just 2 kids. Sorry. And then he gave us like $100 and hooked us up with a cab guy to take us home.
Really?
But he was, yeah. And he was just like literally like, yeah, we can't just take 2
We
kids
can't
on
just
the bus.
traffic
Like,
children across the state.
he's like, if you need this, you need to get home. And so we get in
So
this.
he did have a solution.
He did. It wasn't just like I can't. But he's obviously like my client can't look more like a pedophile. So
Everything I've ever known
hush
from
money.
him, and I've had multiple experiences with him. And in New York, he was running around doing shows for a long time, like more like pumping people up kind of stuff. But nicest guy in the world.
I think he was just completely earnest and nice. We get in this cab. This is the
People
first time
love him.
I've
Like,
ever been in a cab, and we're telling the cab driver about the festival or whatever, you know. And this is just a yellow, you know, you call him. Thankfully, it's at a music place, so it's easy, but it's a long drive. And he's like, we're like, we have $100, and he's like, it would have been more than that, but that's fine, because this is a long cross state line private
like
car ride.
This is an hour.
Yeah.
It would have been more, but that's fine.
I mean, it probably would have been like 45, but he knew he could.
Just fucking
The guy
run into the ground.
in the middle of the drive, the guy goes, I like music too. It's like quiet. And we're like, okay. And he goes, take a look at this. And he takes a Bible out of his glove box and tosses it back to us. And we're like, okay. And he goes, open it. And inside of his Bible is something. It says like the King James Bible, whatever edition.
Yeah.
And then it says written by Steven Tyler. He had Steven Tyler from Aerosmith autograph his Bible, and that's what Steven Tyler wrote, which is a funny inscription.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, one time I saw Steven Tyler, and all I had on me was a pen and a Bible.
I went to his front door, even though it said no soliciting.
That's what he never, like, when are you around him with just that?
That's a...
But I mean, it's
Well, that's like that Step Brothers joke in that movie when he pulls out a ninja sword and he goes, pretty recognizable signature, Randy Jackson. Yeah. And he goes, that's all I had on me, and I'm not going to knock it, Randy Jackson.
That's exactly what this was.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
I like music too. Here's my Aerosmith autographed Bible. That's how you know I like the thing everyone likes.
Dude looks like a lady. John 3:16.
All right.
Jesus looks like a lady. I don't know.
Jude looks like a lady.
There it is.
However, I'm going Jude for spelling. All right, we gotta play some Never Seen It games. We're gonna take.
I just want to play Aerosmith Bible puns forever. Jesus has a gun.
Walk this way. Parentheses on water.
I wish I knew more Bible
Armageddon
stuff
song.
The song from Plague. Yeah. I mean, what do we got? Dream On? There's probably something.
Yeah.
There's gotta be there, yeah.
That's the one I'll cut out.
Permanent vacation to hell. All right.
Well, here we're going to play a few Never Seen It games. So I'm going to leave a lot of that. I
hello.
think that's fun to talk about.
Yeah, edit out the permanent.
This first game we're going to play is called Before and Afters. I drew on it with a marker on accident. Or a pen, and then I tried to wipe the pen off and it stopped the button. How this game works is 2 movies have been smushed together into one. I'll read you the smushed together plot. You two have to guess the smushed together title. So some answers, like if you look here, we have 3 Stooges outside Ebbing, Missouri. That could be one right there. I'm getting a phone call.
That's three. So that's three bills.
Three Stooges and three billboards outside Ebbing, Missouri,
Okay.
pushed together. Wolf of Wally Street, Saving Private Silverman, Fargo would be Argo and Fargo.
That's a little.
If you think that one sucks, wait till The Game. That's the permanent example.
I would be mad if that was. That's my best one.
Well, I mean, it's the reason it made it into the examples.
Yeah.
So I have some here. You get points based on how much of it you get. You can work together. You can compete against each other. Whatever you'd like to do. And some
Can
of
we
these
decide or just?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I mean, you know,
or is it like a blood atonement? We just
so
figured it out.
everyone always wants to work together until one person gets one on their own, and then it's a real it's a real boomer energy after that, where it's like I got mine.
Well, I'm gonna call you a bastard now.
All right.
Here we go. First one.
You bastard.
A
Fuck you.
concierge at an elegant hotel attempts to rein in an orangutan who is staying there with the hopes of infiltrating a rich man's dreams to plant an idea.
I think I can get this one. If we want to work together, we can start naming movies we think it is.
With
the second one, Implant Dreams, is that going to be the
Inception thing?
Inception, yeah.
Yeah.
But the monkey. I'm
But
like,
there's is there what's the Wes Anderson dumb movie?
I was thinking
The
that
Hotel?
too. Budapest Hotel. No,
No monkey.
no
Did
monkey.
you- what'd you
I thought you
say?
said. Didn't you say orangutan? or
Orangutan.
All right.
concierge.
Well, that's you know what we meant.
something? Yeah. Sorry for being so
Sorry.
fucking vague.
Why do you have a podcast when you're clearly a zoologist?
It's not a monkey.
It's a crossover.
All right. So what's
A
the name?
concierge at an elegant hotel attempts to rein in an orangutan who is staying there with the hopes of infiltrating a rich man's dreams to plant an idea.
So is it like Grand Budapest Hotel?
No.
It's not that. Okay.
Is it? It's not like an Albert Brooks movie, is it?
It's a stupid 90s movie.
All right. Well, let's try to.
Oh.
What can we do with Inception?
Who's the lead in the?
The monkey movie?
Is it the?
Oh, it is a monkey now.
fucking orangutan.
Oh, how'd that feel? Fucking prick.
There's a
Perfect.
I don't know an orangutan. Is it orangutan or tan?
Faye Dunaway and Jason Alexander and Paul Rubens are three of the leads.
It's not a Pee Wee movie. I don't.
Isn't that movie where Brendan Fraser teaches a monkey to throw a baseball? Is that a movie?
No, I don't know.
I
It
thought there
sounds
was
like
a
it.
dude from Friends. There's a monkey movie, but it's not an orangutan.
All right, guys.
Is it Inception for the second one?
Yes.
Then, man,
Guys, we were looking for Dunstan checks Inception.
I never would have got that first.
Dunstan checks Inception. The energy has left the room.
If I would have known the first movie, I would have put that together.
Dunst.
I like, man, if I'd known the answer, I would have put that together.
If I'd just been a bigger fan of Jason Alexander and Faye Dunaway.
Dude, story of my fucking life. All right, next one. A reclusive, morbidly obese English professor tries to restore his relationship with his teenage daughter after they deserted Earth, leaving behind a small robot to clean up the trash.
That would be the Whale E.
The whale E is correct.
All right. I started saying it, but then you snuck it in. You got it in quicker.
Yeah.
Four
you
points.
said
I was like, that would be
I didn't say
a-
that. I just said Whaley.
Yeah.
4 points for Shane, 1 point.
I had a build up. That would be. But I got time
That
for
was
I
the
guess.
problem.
I've never
Next
seen
one.
either of them.
Me neither.
Wally's good. I don't think I saw the whale. But
Wolf of
Wally's great.
Wally Street.
It's just like that's a lot of. That means their marketing's working though. If I never saw it, and I
Right.
thought they were
Yeah.
both about. Yeah.
I
Good
just
job,
remember
marketing department.
The whale really got. I mean, the Frasier comeback really pushed. You got the whales everywhere.
Yeah.
I still want to see the whale, even though I've heard all sorts of weird mixed things about it. But I'm
Yeah.
curious.
It's Aronofsky, right?
Probably.
Yeah.
Wait, yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I like him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, next one. A cyborg assassin disguised as a human travels back in time to kill a woman, but is denied entry into the United States and must live at the airport.
Terminator role.
The Terminator role is correct. Also would have accepted the Terminalinator.
yeah. Terminal urinalator.
Current score. 5 for Shane.
I wasn't
6
even
for
trying to
Adam.
think of a pun. I was just saying the first. You can combine our points. I'm okay with it.
I already did.
Terminal.
The Terminalinator.
Terminator role.
That was going to be the one on the board, but it was too long.
Yeah.
Like for one line. Terminalinator didn't fit on one line.
Terminator role? Terminator later.
Next one. A Norse teenager befriends an injured dragon, and the two must use all sorts of forms of transportation to try and get home for the holidays.
plane, trains, and automobiles, and how to ride how to train your how to train your dragon and automobile. And planes and trains.
I'll take that.
Planes and how to train your dragon and
How to planes, trains, and automobiles your dragon.
Oh, how to planes, trains. Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Current 8 to 8.
I have no idea how you keep score.
I just write some down before I even ask the question usually.
Attaboy.
A newly engaged man tries to foster a male friendship with a fellow Rush fan, but the two end up getting sewn together by a sadistic mad doctor.
Okay, I don't know what the Rush one is, but I know the other one is
that's
Human Centipede.
Oh, then that's the other one is I Love You, Man.
I love you, Human Centipede.
I love you, man centipede. I love you, man centipede is correct.
That's actually a good combo because I
had the assist on that.
Yeah.
All right, 11 to 10. I gotta label whose points are whose. I haven't yet.
I love you.
I love you, man. These a lot of these titles were actually written by fans on the Discord. Before we move on, I want to give a shout out to them. Bogdoot, Masubi, Scott's Alive, Bubs. Thanks for some of the titles. And I just throw some plots in there and we have a good time. If you want to submit titles,
the names of your listeners.
These are the people. Well, on Discord, you don't put your real name. I don't think.
I don't know. I've never been on Discord.
It's like a big message board.
Is it like Reddit?
I don't really know. It's just like a message. There's just like fans of the show hang out, and I got a little robot they can play the game against, like before and afters on there, and then talk about the episodes.
Is what we're doing right now considered squad goals?
I think this is just. I was listening to NPR today, and they on the way here actually, and they told you the word of the year is Riz.
Oh,
and I think one of my favorite things about NPR. This is I've tried so many times to make this into like a character. And NPR will tell you 2 of the most horrific stories you've ever heard and then try and be nice to like make it like, you know what I mean? They're like 2,000 children killed in Palestine this morning from tear gas laced with bullets. And Donald Trump is actually going to run again and the Electoral College is going to help him win. Oh, and did you know, hey, how about this? Riz is the word of the year. Like every single time.
You have a convincing voice for NPR because you have a very nice...
But it's always just like, it'll be the most horrific thing. And then it'll be like, oh, hey, how about this? We showed the movie Independence Day to a duck. Like you just
now it won't swim or fly.
Right. They're like, hey, did you know Children of Men is coming true and humans can no longer recreate? And everyone's going blind from a mysterious thing called Oxygen 3. And oh, hey, how about this? Some dogs do like apples.
Oh!
All right, we'll see you tomorrow.
It's always like, yeah, but
I am Ostrachastavedi.
Right. And then it's just like a white woman.
Yeah. It is very, no, you're 100%.
It's just so and I was listening today, like, what's the third one going to be? Because they're talking about, like, the ceasefire ending. And then they're talking about, like, Trump has this massive lead, even though he's not going to be doing the debates. And then they literally go, oh, how about this? The word of the year, Riz. What do you know? I'm like, do you not emotionally react to the first stories?
If you were talking about slang and not using the slang, you have aged out.
Yes.
Like you. Yeah.
Of being around it.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. And that they
know that. Don't report on it.
It's so the story about it. They were like,
you know,
some linguists say Riz came from charisma, and it came off of an app called TikTok.
Oh my god!
Like you don't have to refer to if you're referring to it as an app instead of just saying it came from TikTok.
Yeah,
and we're recording these on some things called a mic.
You're verbally announcing how removed you are from what you're reporting. Yeah,
right. Like if you're just
unintentionally,
and they talked to a young actor, a performing arts actor named Timothy Chalamet. Like just say Timothy Chalamet. Yeah. If you have to present this thing everyone knows about as what it is, it's not what you should be talking about.
It's wild. Yeah, and it's like the phrase "serving cunt." Have you heard? This is like a
only at a brunch place.
They're fucking. It's like a. Like I think it means like you look hot or whatever.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have even known.
Yeah. Horrific sounding to me.
Sure.
Truly good. Yeah. But like, look at this little. In my mind, it's like, oh, well, someone's being a real asshole.
Yes. Serving cunt is either like reappropriating a vulgar word. See, here I am talking about the thing. So obviously,
we're all doing it now. Like, let's just,
reappropriating a vulgar word to be a good thing, or from Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Like those are the two things
yeah.
it could possibly be.
I was gonna say, or Jeffrey Dahmer's.
Yeah,
Right.
it's
I'm
gotta-
pretty
it's
sure
gotta be
that's what
a
Arya
Deadwood, like
did.
I gotta put my brand on some snatch.
That is a Deadwood. That is a Deadwood sounding
Yeah.
phrase.
Yeah.
Fucking serve cunt.
Serve cunt to these fucking
What's that?
cocksuckers.
What's that in the first episode? They're just like, I gotta put my brand on some snatch.
Yeah.
Kids are gonna start saying shit like
Well,
that.
Brand on Snatch is actually a TikTok shop where you can buy
TikTok is an app.
stickers.
So for social media.
An app is an online.
Yeah.
Yeah. If Snatch was the app, you gotta get your brand on it.
Snatch.
All right, we got a couple more. Man,
Back in my day,
But that
Snatch
always-
was a Brad Pitt movie.
I have thought
It was.
frequently about just you know how people just do reoccurring I'm like that NPR thing. I think about every day.
You should just do
I'll
it.
just
on
start
your-
doing it.
You had like 4 examples right there
Because every
that are
single,
all
I think about
great.
it every time I'm listening to it. It is exactly the same thing. And there's like, we're doing a fundraiser because everyone who worked here died. Oh, hey, this is crazy. Some light bulbs are green. And you're like, what do you fucking Because they do need to have like a nice story at the end because it's the
Up
news
next,
isn't.
It's perfect.
The reason all the bees are dying, we found out, and it's worse than you ever could have imagined. Also, John Cougar Mellencamp back 50 years later.
Put in the cougar in Mellencamp.
Why was he sucking on a chili dog? We're gonna find out.
That was one of my favorite Hard Times headlines ever. Just said, John Cougar Mellencamp tells us what sucking down a chili dog is, and it's more horrifying.
I saw a montage of every YouTube. People went through like 100 YouTube covers of the song and just cut out "sucking on chili dog" and just put it "sucking on chili dog," "sucking on chili dog." 100 random people covering the song.
There's a dude who did a cover where all the lyrics are sucking on a chili dog. It's great. It's wonderful.
I used to live by a Tasty Freeze in Atwater. There's like, and I'm just like, I'm like looking at, I'm like, they gotta know. And they like sell chili dogs. I'm like, fuck, they gotta know.
They got
God damn it. I was thinking about, speaking of like youthful slang, though, I was like, talk about this, like, my nephew like might think that like Argo and Casablanca were made around the same time. You know, like that's
Right.
like,
I mean, because there's a lot of people who like Casablanca and I don't know, like The Godfather are around the same time too.
yeah.
And they're not.
No, they're not.
They're
at all.
like the same distance from The Godfather to Titanic.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
it's like we're like planets that are getting further and further apart and away from.
It's
the
like
sun.
when an exponential curve gets really close to the line and never touches it. And you're like, well, but everything's here. These are very much the similar thing. You're like, actually, that's a million years apart.
Yeah. You have no idea what.
Yeah, it is. But what are we in 2023? So Titanic's 25 years old.
Yeah.
So then 25 years before that, Star Wars. It is wild.
Yeah. Well, no, I was in my hotel room the other day and Big Daddy was just on, and I was like, oh. And I was like, it's a 20-year-old film.
Which we consider like a newer Sandler movie.
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
one of his like last of that era of him.
Yeah.
But you do see, like, I saw a picture of him with the kid from Billy Madison, who was like his friend in school. You know, the little kid with like the kind of longer hair.
Yeah.
And that kid is our age.
Yeah.
And just taking a picture with Adam Sandler, and I'm just like, well, that seems not allowed.
Yeah. That's why I was like, I remember Adam Sandler's first football movie, The Water Boy. And then he's gone on to do other.
He's
done pretty much every sport.
Yeah.
Veronica Vaughn is 78 years old.
This is Veronica Vaughn now.
A guy knowing her got it. R.I.P. to
Whatever happened to that? Yeah, sorry. I love fucking Chris Farley so much.
He's so funny, man.
No. I'd get the worst, the most insane.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you,
I got in this. Well, I
you
didn't
just
even.
like you get real negative. You're like, yeah, if you like tragically obese drug addicts.
Chris didn't go that farly. Sorry, it's a before, during, and just right after. Okay, we got a couple more. We're still in this game.
I love it.
Oh, okay. We're punning.
The button didn't work.
Yeah, I watched you. I saw you press it.
Get ready to play.
I broke it with the pen.
Before and after.
All right, we did that. Here we go. After becoming ill, an elderly man's son travels to be with him and listens to his tall tales about his life, including his wedding involving a Greek woman and her extravagant family.
Is this big fish in my big fat Greek.
Yeah. It's my big fat Greek fish wedding.
That is correct. I love the litmus test. There is where you put fish.
Yeah, that's right there. My big fish fat fucking wedding. What is
Big
it?
fish Greek
I
wedding.
got my big fish Greek wedding written down.
My big Greek fish wedding. I like it.
My big fat Greek fish
at this.
wedding.
I think that's what
That sounds like a slur. Look at this
Yeah.
Greek fish.
Look at this big fat Greek fish wedding.
Yeah. Coming in here serving all that cunt.
big feta.
Dude, the riz on that Greek fish.
Wait, what is Riz, by the way? I don't know.
Charisma.
That's all it is.
That guy's got a bunch of riz. It's like
Okay.
if it's charisma, but if you're wearing baggy pants again.
Yeah, but not like the way we wore them, but like
Yeah.
the way Pete Davidson wears them.
Yeah.
Yeah, like cool.
Like Timothy Chalamet riz.
Yeah.
No one wants to see a
Riz.
40-year-old put Jenkos back on.
Well,
I don't know.
this derails it all more than Chris Farley.
It's kind of nice.
I got one more here.
I'd like
Well,
to
that's
see the
what-
Joker patch make a comeback.
Pete Davidson just went through the dressing room and put Chris Farley's old pants on.
They kept him there.
Yeah, and that's why he looks so
They
fucking
kept
cool.
his pants.
Yeah.
Well, that's like Farley used to do that, right? With
Yeah, he wore pants.
no, he would put on Jesus Christ.
Superstar.
Put on like David Spade's shit.
Yeah, no,
And for like a
no.
joke.
Why am I Belushi? He put on Belushi's like
Oh.
costume pants
Yeah.
and stuff. Yeah,
Cool. Yeah.
yeah.
That doesn't feel cursed.
Not
All right,
really.
final one.
Next.
This one is the biggest stretch of any of them. A buff secret spy must track down nukes while patching up his marriage with his wife, who doesn't know he is a spy or that he is unable to say anything that isn't completely the truth.
Lies.
True lies or
True Lies or Liar is
Yeah.
correct. Wow. I guess I don't know the plot to True Lies as well as everybody
Well,
else.
you said jacked undercover, and we all know he's
Yeah,
whatever.
his wife. Yeah,
I'd never seen True Lies.
Oh.
I looked it up
What?
for that one in
Oh, True
particular.
Lies is great.
Yeah.
it's fun.
Is it better or worse than Liar Liar?
Liar Liar, I really enjoyed.
I've rewatched Liar Liar recently, and it's the same joke every time,
Yeah.
but it's a good joke.
I mean,
know,
if you get the
yeah.
right
Isn't there
person
another
for that
movie that has,
vehicle,
like, the
oh,
same plot?
there's the invention of lying.
That's
But
the
then there's
Gervais
also
thing.
there's also Jim Carrey's movie called Yes Man where he has to say yes to
Right,
everything.
that's what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize it was another Jim Carrey movie.
Yeah.
Man,
Well,
he inverted it.
for a decade he was putting the carry in Hollywood because he was carrying all those movies and pouring blood on
Nice.
people at prom. All right. Let's start the recording.
That was just a high five. That wasn't.
That was the clap
That
to
wasn't
get
a
sync the
sinking
video.
clap. Yeah.
All right, we got a different game we're going to play. This is called the Newly Guessed game. I know you've both been on the podcast before, but I want to try a new version of this. So what's going to happen is Adam's going to leave the room. I'm going to ask Shane to answer a few questions. Adam's going to come back in and answer what he thinks Shane answered on those questions. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so it's like the Newlywed Game. But
No,
what
this
was
is
it?
called Newly Guessed game, totally
Right.
separate.
Oh, right,
I even
right,
came
right.
up with the title
and
separate.
no way infringing on any
So,
kind of.
so I
so
leave.
Adam, if you want to go ahead and leave the room, this will be a quick in here. This is probably a good time for a break too. Cover those up. I'll ask Adam. He'll answer, and then you hold up and say your answer.
Okay.
Da,
great.
da, 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 da,
Yeah.
da.
I was out there and I read a thing that they're making a new Spinal Tap.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Oh yeah.
It's a movie-related thing.
You think they'll have a joke about the amp volume?
I hope so. I don't want to change. I got a tattoo about it. I don't want to change it.
All right.
You got a tattoo of that?
Yeah.
That's good.
My nipple goes to 11.
Uh,
Guess when I got it?
like-
Fucking like 3 months ago. I'm out.
This is the Newly Guessed game. How this works is I ask Shane 4 questions. I will ask you, Adam, to answer what you think Shane answered about himself.
Yeah.
All right. Our first one will
About
start-
himself?
Like I
Okay.
said, hey Shane, what's your this? What's
Sure.
this? So you have to. This is gonna show how well you know Shane.
A guy that I like a lot, but have known casually and haven't seen in 8-9 years.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes, this is the true test of friendship.
I feel like I got a good gauge of your vibe.
I think. Yeah.
That's
But
not-
you could take me in the decade. Yeah.
All right. So question number 1: what did Shane say is his favorite movie?
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, I'm trying to think of the movies we've just talked. I have a little gauge of movies you've.
You know
Dude,
what?
I
I
have
will let
no
you know
idea.
it has come up on the podcast. I'll give you a little hint.
Jeez. I mean, I don't even get any hint of like what kind of movies you like.
No.
Your
Just
favorite
to see
movie
if you're,
ever.
just to see how well you listened.
It's Ghostbusters.
No.
Ghostbusters. It is what is it?
It
Shane?
is True Lies, Liar, Liar.
Close.
All right. Well, now we know.
That was a good paper drop.
Yeah, that was.
I've been practicing.
Next one. What is the last movie Shane did or considered walking out of?
Walking out of what movie? The Whale.
No.
Oh, this is closer than you might think,
yeah,
though.
kind of, yeah.
Shane said.
It's pretty good, honestly. Aquaman on Christmas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like this upcoming Christmas?
Yeah.
This one, no, like when it came out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Because I think the second one's about to come. Like, you're
Yeah.
already
Oh.
considered walking out of the second one
I
in
thought
3
the
weeks.
movie was called Aquaman on Christmas.
Guys, the lights went out again. That's Aquaman because the electricity doesn't work. All right. What is a movie Shane considers overrated?
Overrated movie.
You got this one. Just think about it for a really long time.
Okay. The Matrix.
Nope.
Shane said
The Irish one. The Scorsese movie.
The Irishman.
Oh, yeah.
The Irishman.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
The
I blew my
Irish.
perfect streak.
I haven't seen it, but I do. I think Irish people are overrated.
Oh, thanks.
Are you Irish?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
so is my wife.
Torres.
Yeah. Well, so's your wife?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Deirdre. Come on.
I dated a Deirdre.
Really?
Yeah. Is she what's her last name now?
Her last name is still Mangan, which I can say because.
Hold on.
No, you didn't.
No.
She promised me she'd never dated a comedian.
Well, I'm more of an artist.
I dated a humorist.
Yeah.
I like humorists because they don't have to be funny, but they do
A
write a lot.
humanitarian.
A joketarian.
a humus. Yeah.
A clinicologist.
I was a Bushwick joke laureate.
That's pretty good.
Oh yeah, I saw that. They have a zine for that.
Final question. What did Shane say is the movie character he most closely identifies with?
Oh, I think we'll go back to. This is probably also not the liar one, the fucking first one from the pun. No, I wasn't gonna say that one. No, I wasn't gonna say that one.
No.
I wasn't gonna say that one. Shrek.
Oh, no.
Oh, that's you know what? As soon as I said it, I thought that sounded mean. And I didn't mean for it to sound mean. I mean for that to
Well,
sound mean.
it's supposed to be Farley originally.
I do know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What happened?
They wanted a Scottish accent.
Mike Myers was just too good at it.
Yeah.
No,
Oh.
That is Mike Myers, right?
Shrek because you have a donkey. That's why I said Shrek.
No. I wrote Bradley Cooper and Burnt. And there's a penis.
And there's a penis. Yeah.
If you're sitting in my seat.
Ah,
There's now
2 for 2. This is not, or 2 for 4. I'm
Tip for 2, if you will.
Thank you. Bradley Cooper in Burnt.
I gotta say that was the hardest game I've played on this show.
Yeah, at 5 points each.
Okay, good. Nice. Right there, buddy.
20 to 20. I guess I could just add none if you both got the same amount. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I didn't. It's 20 to 20. We're going into our final game.
It's rapid.
I don't have these labeled, these buttons.
I can tell you hit you're like playing a game of Simon.
This final game's called Bop It. What you need to do is twist it and pull it. No, this is Build the Perfect Movie. This is our final game. How this works is I'll give you a category. You have to pick 2 movies from that category whose Rotten Tomatoes score it up to as close to 100 as possible
Oh, I remember this.
without going over.
Okay.
So Price is Right rules apply. You have to pick 2 movies. Rotten Tomatoes score as close to 100 as possible without going over. Today, the first category we're going to pick is movies you really like.
Oh, okay.
2 movies you really like each. So you'll each pick one. We'll review the scores, and then you can pick a second movie you like. We'll have Adam start because he's tied.
This is an embarrassing one. I don't know if I've talked about it on this podcast or not, but I genuinely like the movie Powder. And I'm gonna guess it's gonna be like a 42.
All right. Powder. Shane?
I am going to say White Men Can't Jump.
Oh yeah, I love that movie.
The new one.
No.
You could probably
If it's
parlay
a
the
high-
old and new one together to be close to 100.
If it's a high score, the old one is probably.
Here we go.
I would. Which one of those do you think has a higher score on Rotten Tomatoes?
the old one.
Because there are
Yeah,
also
yeah.
less critics back then.
Yeah, that's fair.
Powder, Adam, is a 50%.
Really?
You're not allowed to use it again. But you need another movie you like that's
Okay.
as close to 50 as possible. To go
I
on.
think I can do that.
White Men Can't Jump, 1992, 75%.
Wow.
So Shane, you're looking for a 25.
Okay.
Adam, you'll pick first. You have more to make up.
All right, I'm gonna go with a movie in a similar vein that I also liked around that time, which was that John Travolta movie Michael. Remember
Who
that?
are you?
These are
Adam
we're-
doesn't do
we're in the
two-word
90s
movie
I
titles.
We're
feel like
90s kid.
they're the same movie poster almost.
Yeah, I bet, yeah. I mean, Michael was the
He
one
also
where he had
liked
like
the movie-
wings and shit. It
The
was
movie
like-
Business.
I'm thinking of Phenomenon.
those are easily confused movies, and I
Yeah.
bet they have a similar thing as
Phenomenon's
well.
where
Oh,
Tony
Phenomenon-
Danza kicks field goals for the Eagles and picks trash.
No, Phenomenon is more where he's more like powder, but I think it turns into like a fucking brain disease or something.
Yeah.
And then Phenomenon is one where I think he's an angel.
I wish every movie.
Yeah, and Michael's the where he's an
Michael's an angel. Yeah.
I gotta. I want to do a game where every movie title is rewritten like the trash picking, field goal kicking Philadelphia phenomenon, where every movie title is what they used to do, what they started doing, and where they're from and how it went over.
Give me an example.
I can't. This is gonna take some effort.
Yeah.
Let's think of. I'm trying to think of it for 7. The notebook writing, person killing.
Oh my God.
Outside Boston serial killer. The box buying, head filling,
Fingerprintless.
sin loving Boston
Bible.
phenomenon.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Well, you just take it from other people's life, like the actors' lives. So you're like, sexual assaultist goop,
right.
Missouri.
Christmas YouTube maker.
Yeah.
All right, Shane, you're at 50%. Or no, you're at 75. So we need 25 as
I'm
close
worried.
to
I
as
think
possible
Michael got
without
more
going
than
over.
50.
I think, I will say, what was it? The Angry Birds movie.
All right. You like the Angry Birds movie?
No. Oh, I gotta say one I like.
It's a movie you like.
Oh, then I'll say
That's-
Draft Day starring Kevin Costner.
what a immediate pivot. Like what a
I don't really like that movie, but I will watch it if it's on. It's just kind of there.
Here we go. Powder, 50%. Michael, 36%. That's a good
bad.
position. That's a 86.
Yeah,
That's
not
a pretty
bad.
good movie you like right there.
I'm curious what Phenomenon got too, but I don't want you to have to do any more work than you need to.
I think I went over.
White Men Can't Jump, 75. Draft Day, 60.
Yeah.
Really?
60%.
Maybe you have better taste than I thought.
Maybe I'm better than I think I is. Actually, Phenomenon is a 49. You would have been a 99%.
Holy shit.
You would have really been worth doing this podcast had you said that.
Yeah.
But you didn't.
No.
Yeah.
Well, hey,
Sorry, pal.
I like to make sure. I like to find the downest note we could possibly end this good time on.
Yeah.
Well, can we do one more?
You want to do one more?
Yeah,
How
I'd like
about
to-
our new? How about okay? Let's see in category. A movie where a comedian isn't being funny. You got to build the perfect movie
Okay.
where a comedian is in a non-comedy. So you know what I mean, like a non-comedy, but they're big role.
Oh,
from
I thought you meant
prominent
like
comedian.
physically, like actually being a comedian
Yeah.
in the movie.
Oh, trying but not being
like
funny.
Punchline.
No. We're trying to build the perfect movie where there's a one of the stars is a comedian, but it's
But
not
they're not doing
not
comedy.
primarily a comedy. or whatever.
I'm
Okay,
gonna say,
all right.
So Adam, you are up first with your first movie here.
All right. And I'll tell you the truth. I actually liked this movie too. Let's go with the number 23. Are we calling Jim Carrey a comedian?
Yeah,
he
that's
did stand
fine.
up pretty
Yeah,
good.
I would call
Okay.
Jim Carrey a comedian.
I know, but yeah, all right. I'm gonna go.
I
with
would
the-
actually call him maybe the most famous comedian in the world.
He's up there,
number
especially
23.
for a Canadian.
All right, the number 20. You liked the number. Oh no, we're not talking about movies you liked.
No, we're not. But I remember watching it, thinking, "Oh, this is gonna be a bad one." I like watching bad movies sometimes too, and I think I liked. I personally have weird OCD thing with numbers.
Was it
and
like
I
such a
23.
low bar that so you went in and had a nice
Yeah,
time?
you go in with low expectations, you know,
Okay.
kind of like this podcast. Not really. That was just how you roast your buds.
I was hitting the buttons again.
I've done this podcast 96 times. I don't hate
all right,
it.
the number 20. Shane, your first non-comedy with a comedian.
I'm gonna say 1 hour photo with Robin Williams.
Oh,
All right, here we go. 1 hour photo 81%.
Are you serious?
Yeah, that was good.
81%.
He was creepy. He was a genuinely funny, or like scary, kind of creepy.
Yeah.
stalker
So
in
you're
that
looking for
movie.
a 19. You're looking for a bad movie starring a comedian.
How are you gonna find one of those?
I don't know.
shit.
Too bad the number 23 isn't available because it's 7%.
What?
So you're looking for a 93.
I do
didn't
have
even
better
get-
taste than I thought.
It didn't even get 23%.
7%. That's what happens
So
when
now I
you have
gotta
Mark
find him.
Pellegrino playing Kyle Flinch.
Okay. All right. You know what I'm gonna do? Oh wait, never mind. I was gonna try to do like an Andy Kaufman the movie, but he's trying to be funny. Well, he's a serious movie.
It's a serious
I believe
movie.
The
I
Man
think
on
you
the Man on the Moon is not a comedy.
It's a drama.
Primarily, I would say it's a biopic. It's
Yeah.
Should I pick another comedian or should I just go fucking?
I don't know. I won't tell him either way.
81%.
So you're looking for a
I bet. So I need a high score. I'm gonna go with. I want to think about it more though. Who's a comedian that fucking was like, I'm gonna do a real thing?
a
Who
lot
got
of
that
them.
high of a score. Though?
Honestly, a lot of them in good movies.
I can't think of one bigger than Man on the Moon right now. I'm gonna go Man on the Moon.
Okay.
I like this.
Jim
Right.
Carrey's the only
We're
comedian
looking
I've
for a
ever heard of.
19. I think Jim Carrey's in a even more serious, even more well-received movie than
Oh,
Man on the Moon.
do you think like the Brain one did better? Eternal Sunshine.
I don't know though. I haven't even looked at
I'm
it.
sure it did.
All right, Shane, you got a 81. We're looking for a 19. You're looking for a bad movie with a
I'm
comedian.
going to go with Adam Sandler in Hotel Rwanda.
He was in Hotel
No,
Rwanda.
no.
Was he
I don't know.
Rwanda?
No, okay, I'm going to do...
I looked it up.
I think, okay.
Rwanda is better. Sorry, that's a you can fucking erase that. I didn't do that.
That's so funny.
It's a bad
There
impression.
goes my SEO.
Yeah.
I think I got to go comedian in a serious film. I will say...
Even they don't
And
have to
this
be
is-
the star. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
I
You
know.
can
I'm
be
just
like,
trying to
well,
go.
this guy's kind of Barklebergen.
Is Robin Williams in Insomnia?
That's David Tell.
Yeah, Robin Williams is in it. It's a Christopher Nolan movie, right?
No.
Yeah, it is.
It is?
Yeah.
I'm going to say that, but I think I'm way over.
All right. 1 Hour Photo is an 81. Insomnia is a 92. I think it's like
You're picking like
a
the
massively
greatest
beloved
movies.
movie.
Yeah.
Number 23 is a 7. Man on the Moon is a 64. So we got a qualifier for a winner here. I think Eternal Sunshine probably would have
I bet it
got you
you're
right around to 92. So once again, you would have been another
Holy
99.
Shit.
There we go. I told you we could end on another down note.
Yeah. You won, but
We
you could have
defied
been
the
better.
odds again,
no.
Kate.
Well, this is
Some
what
people
we
would say
learned
we
in-
achieved what I normally do.
What we learned in White Men Can't Jump is that sometimes even when you win, you lose. And sometimes you remember this big monologue. At
Is
the
it
end?
like a tax avoidance
It's a
thing?
food
No.
that starts with the letter Q, Billy.
That wasn't a bad Wesley.
That was way better.
Thank you for being here, Shane. Thank you for being here, Adam.
Thanks for having me,
Shane,
man.
this will be out tomorrow. So go ahead, let everyone know about the special, where to find what. Go.
I have a new special coming out called The Blue-Eyed Mexican on December 10th, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 o'clock Eastern on YouTube, my channel, as well as Burt Kreischer's. Just type in The Blue-Eyed Mexican, Shane Torres. It'll be up there. Watch it on all your devices at the same time. Trying to generate some heat. Please.
Ooh, there's a
nothing
Some
left.
Like It Heat. There's a before and after.
Ooh.
There's also
Let's not get off my promotion. Yeah, Shane
And we'll have a
Torres on
link
all
to
the
it.
stuff.
I'll have a
Yeah.
link to where you can find it in the description of the episode and everything
Thanks.
as well, and on the socials for this here
Yeah.
throughout the week.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah. Adam?
Oh, sure, yeah. No, mine's coming out in January, so watch Shane's first. I know I will. And I got a podcast called Pussy Boys, all Z's for men who love cats. Thank
It's
you.
spelled ZUZZYZ. Thank you guys so much for listening. Have a wonderful day.
I've never seen it.